Her blood was red, but now it's blue. She no longer smiles at you. Her lipstick's black, and she no longer smiles at all. Her lipstick's black, and she no longer smiles at all.
Welcome back to the D stream for week 9 results. And today, a lot to talk about. A lot of things on my mind, and a lot of things on you guys' mind as well, I'm sure. So let's kick it off, man. The first episode, just want to talk a little bit about the first episode. It was nice. It was nice to be back. It's a little bit lonely, doing this by myself, watching it while I was editing and watching it while I was reviewing it. I hear my voice a lot, and we're missing that extra voice. I wonder who, if anyone, is going to step up to the plate. But until then, it's just going to be me, and you guys are going to have to deal with just my voice. But let's kick it off. A few thoughts before we begin. I lost again. Uh, I was very close. I think I lost by like zero point 0.8 points, something like that. I did think I was gonna lose. I really did. But when I was looking at the game, the results, I was like, oh man, pretty close. Like, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can pull this off. It didn't happen. It happens, man. You know, in this game of fantasy, nothing's fair. Nothing makes sense. So it is what it is. I still don't know how everybody else finished. So again, we're gonna live react today. I found Bring Us Phone 75. Yo, Ron, I had a good time at Eddie's the other day. Call me. Ooh, that's nice. I wonder if it's a boy or a girl. Yo, Ron, I had a good time at Eddie's the other day. Call me. Call him up, Ron. He has Bring Us his phone. I found Bring Us Phone 75. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for commenting. All right, and speaking of comments, let's kick it off really quick. Before we talk about the league, before we talk about anything, it's episode 2, and in episode 1, I told you guys, yo, comment. I want to see reactions. I want to see what's up, and some of you guys delivered. I appreciate that, and because of that appreciation that I have, I'm gonna highlight you guys now. So let's go ahead and screen share right here. Let's go. Boom. Do this. Let's see what this looks like. This is going to be interesting to see. Share. All right. Perfect. You guys should see me up here, right? I think so. Okay. So let's kick it off really quick. Actually, this is not what I wanted to. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. So we'll start off with the YouTube comments. Deadly Weapon 5. Okay. With all those 3s and 4s and 5s. Deadly Weapon, that's Danny. Danny, I appreciate your feedback, man. He said, "Hell yeah. The D League is officially back." Look at that, man. I agree with that. I agree the D League is officially back because before this, the D League was not back. Dave might say, the commissioner, he might say, "Oh no, the D League had never gone anywhere." Dude, trust me, the D League was nowhere. Like it was boring. And thank you, Danny. I 100% agree. The D League is officially back. I want to see Ron on the next episode. That would be cool. The only problem with Ron being on the next episode is that he's allergic to technology. I would need him to access Zoom. And God knows he doesn't have a laptop. He doesn't have Zoom. He doesn't know how to use it. So it's going to be tough. He's going to have to literally sit right here next to me or over here rather. And we'll have to share a microphone or something because to get him on Zoom is going to be practically impossible. I'd like to see him explain how his team is nothing without his running backs. That's funny. We're gonna check that out. We're gonna fact check this. Let's see if Ronald is truly nothing without his running backs. We're gonna for sure see that. And the other comment we got is Andy Morales G8I. Come on, dude. Get a better screen name, man. Fred can never. I don't know. Uh, if I have to give credit where it's due, what I'm doing right now was Freddie's idea, the whole screen share thing and React. But considering that Freddie has done one episode in 10 weeks and he said he was doing bi-weekly, that means there should have been 5 episodes. There's 4 episodes missing. Probably it's true that Fred can never. Andy Toilet Bowl King 305. So he's a fan of Andy Toilet Bowl King. Yeah, man. Awesome. It was great that he donated all those subs. So awesome. But look at this. One, two comments. Two comments, guys. That's sad. That's sad. That means one of two things. Either one, nobody listened to the podcast except them two, or the stream except them two, or we have a lot of shy people in the chat. Guys, if I'm here exposing myself, you guys got to expose yourselves too, man. Don't be shy. All right. And because we only have two comments, and that sucks, we're going to go to the WhatsApp and we're going to go check some stuff out, dude. Let's see. Um, so I posted the thing right here, and Danny once again said, "Hell yeah." Danny, once again, bro, I have to say thank you, man. I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate your fandom and your support, and that's awesome. Adrian said, "Wow, great job. I love it." In a meme. That's very cute. I posted it around 8:26, and it was about a 30-minute podcast, meaning 8:54. He saw the whole 30 minutes right off the bat. He was probably working. He listened to it and he loved it, or he just put this as just a sign of support. Either way, thank you, Adrian. We love you here at the stream, at the D stream. Um, Post this shit on TikTok, said Ron. And I asked why TikTok, and the way I see it, he says why not just to see if it goes viral. The way I see it is this is not really relevant to anybody except this chat, but maybe if we start getting a little more creative, we get a lot of people involved, maybe we do some skits or something, maybe who knows, we can develop some viral clips. Danny said, after watching the stream, I find it wild that below 500 team will make the playoffs. This is why there shouldn't be divisions. Danny, we've been fighting against divisions for a long, long time, but you know how the commissioner is. That's not going to change anytime soon. Okay? I said someone's going to end up suffering, and it's true. And actually, today we'll look at that. Today we'll look at what a hypothetical week 10 playoffs will look like. Hopefully, whatever below 500 team makes it to the playoffs wins it all. That would be great. Hopefully, it's me, but I doubt it. Would be amazing if Leo wins it. It would be amazing. All those years of Leo being the best team just to choke in the finals. Tell me about it. And then this year he makes the playoffs at 4-10. That would really be fantastic, honestly. Let's see. Okay, these are all just a bunch of comments. It's over. My team is asked this week. We're gonna see about that. Broken arm. Okay, Dave talking smack. Lick a dick split, said Dave, and tagged me on it because he beat me by point 0.8. Michael Jordan said it in a documentary. It's easy to talk shit while you're ahead. What I want to see is someone talk shit while they're behind or their level. So let's see if you can ask me to lick a dick split next week when you're or this week before you even face whoever you're facing. We're gonna see that in the week 10 preview. Can't wait to hear the pod tomorrow to see what you said. Well, here it is, dude. Another comment by Dave. The realtor joke was hilarious. I would say it's hilarious if it was a joke, but it's not a joke, and that's the scary part. That's the sad part about it. It's not a joke. Like it actually happened. I have friends that have known that I'm a realtor for a long time, and they completely ignore my services. They go off with somebody else who gives them false information, all that stuff. Danny found that joke funny. Great episode, Lee. The format is solid. Keep it like that. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna try every week to make it better. Maybe you and Fred should just combine forces. Just a thought. I don't know. Whatever. We'll see about that. I can't wait for next episode about our matchup. Kissy face. All right. Okay, so back on top where I belong, said Andy. Ooh, that's hot. We're gonna see the rankings in a little bit. It only took you 9 weeks. Enjoy for now, I guess. Damn, Ronald with the hate. Nice. Um, nah, this is literally Marcos is this is the epitome of Marcos. Nah. We both got upset. Injury starting. Bunch of smack talk, Marco, blah blah blah. Yeah, okay. Bunch of GGs and stuff. Do I really need to read this? I'm sure all you guys read this. Okay, a bunch of rap memes and stuff. Okay, do we have any memes, man? This is all just smack talk, smack talk, smack talk. More memes. I shared something. Oh, because Dave said, "Who has Shaheed here?" Because Shaheed apparently got traded to the Seahawks. I will trade you for him. Step into my office, said Marcos. Classic. This if it's not nah, it's step into my office. And Dave with the meme, and then here I shared this. Shaheed joining Dave's team, and it's a bunch of clowns on a boat. My team is hot, said Dave, and Danny responded with super hot, and he said, "Get in, loser. We're self-sabotaging." So hot trash is basically what Danny is saying. I agree. Dave's team is hot trash. He only beat me, who's very close to being last place watch. He only beat me by like point 0.8. Only a couple points behind you, Papa. So the smack talk, more smack talk. Um, let's look at this, and then I'll if it's if it's ugly, we'll censor it. I'm a franchise QB. I'm a franchise QB. I'm a franchise QB. I won a Super Bowl. I can't see my receivers. I can't do half of what Allen does. I can't run because I'm afraid. I'm not going to throw it 80 yards. I suck at comeback attempts. I need the defense to bail me out. I can't do second reads. I'm not the tallest, fastest, strongest, smartest, or most athletic. I haven't won in a Thursday night football, damn, and have trouble when it's Sunday night, Monday night. I see tons of naive fans. I need tons of naive fans to keep making up excuses for me. Freddie, Flores, weather, jet lag, turf, O line, play call, only players meeting, gravity. I excel stats that don't matter. Been saying that. I was the king of beating losing teams. Not anymore. I don't know what I'm doing in the NFL. This is, if this is not true, I don't know what is. Um, and that's about all. And notice we had comments from Danny, from Andy, comments from Dave, and comments from Ron and from Adrian. So that means half of the league either didn't watch the stream or didn't care or anything. So this is the time right now where I'm gonna address the haters. Marcos, I think he liked the fact that I made it, but he didn't say anything, didn't comment. Freddie, I bet didn't watch because he wouldn't even watch our podcasts. I'm surprised Sean didn't say anything. That kind of broke my heart. Alex probably too busy changing diapers, so I don't blame him. Bill, Bill is also a father, but it's a little bit hurtful that I didn't receive any feedback from Bill. And Bringus, of course, lost his phone because I found Bringus phone 75 had commented earlier. So that's that, guys. Let's go back and let's talk about awards. But before we do, D Stream Haters Unite commented, "This stream sucks and this league sucks." There you go. D Stream Haters Unite. Well, there it is. That's Alex, Marcos, Sean, Freddie, and Bringus. They made a handle together that is called D Stream Haters Unite, and they say that this stream sucks and this league sucks. Now, normally I would defend myself, but honestly, this league does suck, and this stream is, it could suck because it's highlighting a sucky league. So I don't blame you, but I'm here to make this league a little bit better. So hold on to that. So let's go ahead and talk about awards. The awards for today are presented to you by Siggy Nap Kit. Remember, guys, for $30, you get the Siggy Nap Kit, which is a foldable a foldable bed frame, the sleeping bag, the 5 Siggies, and the red Solo cup. And everything else is only if you pay the $49.99. And if you get this special offer today and you say, if you put in DStream rules hashtag, you will get double the offer for $49.99. So instead of 25 Siggies, you get 50. Instead of a 24 pack of Modelo, you get a 48, so on and so forth. You get 2 smoke mesh pillows. Those are great. Remember, the secondhand smoke will only enhance that Siggy nap. It'll take you into cloud nine, or rather cloud 8.5 or something like that, because it's not really, it's not THC. But but it is Siggy smoke. And some people will argue Siggy smoke is better than THC smoke. So guys, get that offer today. Remember, it's only while supplies last. So don't sleep on that. So let's go to awards. Best team of the week. So let's look at best team of the week. I think right now we were looking at week 10. Let's go to week 9. And for me, the best team of the week, I'm going to give the award to Adrian, who scored 196-34. Amazing performance. Stafford balled out. His running backs put up points. His wide receivers, including T. Higgins, 33 points, put up massive points. But Brock Bowers, the MVP of his performance, 43 points. It's very hard to lose with a 43 and 33 performance from just two players. Not to mention his IDP player scored 23 points, and that gives you the 196. Amazing performance. Adrian, your favorite Cuban, you are the best team of the week. Now to the worst team of the week. Technically, it is Bringus, because Bringus only scored 101 points. He was the lowest scorer of the week. But I gotta say, man, honorable mention. I'm gonna honorably mention myself as worst team of the week. I made this podcast. I made this stream so that I can compete and bring back the glory, pay my dues to the fantasy gods, and maybe get a win. And it was against the commissioner. If there was any time at all to make a statement, it was against the commissioner, but it did not work. And because of that, I am now 2-7, tied with Marcos, who won, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And honorably mentioned, worst team of the week is myself, along with Bringus. Best start. I'm going to give best start to Marcos. Because of that, Marcos, we are now tied for worst record in the league. Your best start was Jackson Dart. I don't know if that was a stream. Let me see what your bench has. Oh, it wasn't a stream. So you just Jackson Dart's your QB. Okay. Well, like I said, I'm not really paying attention to fantasy football these days. I don't know how good Jackson Dart has been. Has he been any good? He didn't start in the beginning, 15, 23. So it looks like, he picked him up a little bit later. So, but yeah, I'm giving you the start of the week, Marcos. Best bench goes to Freddie. Unfortunately, he's not going to be seeing this because he's part of the D-Stream Haters United. But his best bench was this guy, Kyle Monangai, the rookie from the Bears, who scored 22 points on his bench. Not to mention another 12 points on his bench. Freddie, I'm giving you best bench. And last place watch goes to somebody in the Homestead Homies once again. 2-7, 2-7. But Marcos is technically scoring a lot less than I am. Marcos, you are still last place watch. Congratulations. We love Adrian 1000. 50 gifted subs. We love Adrian. We do love Adrian. We love him here on the D stream. Adrian, we love you. We hope to have you on one of the streams one day very soon. We love Adrian 1000. 50 gifted subs. Thank you very much. And now let's move on to the week 9 results. We're going to start off with what I consider the game of the week, which was Leo, the entertainment / news journalism section of the D League, with the commissioner, the political arm of the D League. This was a statement game, and it ended with a point, basically 0.8, 0.7, 0.8. Yeah. Victory for Dave. Very sad. I had Deebo Samuel and my defensive player. Those were my last players. Those were the ones that had to make the difference. 12 points and 9 points. It's just not enough. I needed, if I could have 10 from Deebo Samuel, I would have won the game. It's very sad, but it is what it is. Honestly, Dave, 6-3. He's really doing well. So I can't take anything away from him. So With that, I go to 2-7, and Dave goes to 6-3. Freddie went against Bill. I needed Freddie to beat Bill. Of course, Freddie loses because aside from the fantasy gods punishing me, my old co-host chose to punish me as well. Bill with Josh Allen did a lot of damage. Although Freddie with these players right here, look, this is keeping up. This is crazy. What happened here? There's got to be some type of explosive player that gave Bill the win. No, not really. It was just very even. And Bill ends up winning by what? Yeah, 6 points around there. So that's sad. But Bill goes to 4-5. We're going to check the rankings in a little bit. Marcos got his second win of the season against Danny. Wow. This is an upset if we've ever seen it. If this is not the game of the week, me and Dave, I think Marcos versus Danny was a close game of the week just because it's a post week game of the week. So just because of how the game ended, I would put this as game of the week because an upset for his second win in a row. I mean, second win in the season goes against Danny, who is my favorite to win it all, and shoots Danny to 6-3. Crazy. Andy went against Bringas. No surprise there. Andy continues his dominance, his domination, and he is 7-2. Bringas remains 3-6. We move on to the Adrian versus Alex. Alex was the second highest scorer with 150, I believe. Yeah, with 150 points. He would have faced anybody else in the league and he would have won. Instead, your favorite Cuban demolished him. Now, I believe in karma. There is karma. There is fantasy karma. Okay? Alex clearly didn't watch the D stream. Adrian, of course, watched the D stream. He's our biggest fan alongside Danny. So because of that, the D stream karma hit where it's supposed to. Adrian wins, Alex loses, and the world is happy. Aside from that, Sean defeats Ronald. Ronald, who was coming in hot. Sean, which wanted to make a statement, and he levels the playing field, making both of them 6-3. Let's look at the rankings really quick. With Danny 6-3, Dave 6-3, tying it up. Danny, for now, has a 50-point advantage over Dave. 50 points is a lot to come back from normally, but in this year's league, 50 points is almost nothing. So Danny has to watch his back. Dave is coming for it because Dave heard the D stream. He said he heard that Danny is projected to be the one who's going to pay for shipping fees. Dave said, no. You don't have to pay any shipping fees because the belt is staying with me. So, Dave, congratulations. 6-3 closed that gap. Now he has to close the points gap for next week. In the 1-2-2 crew, Ronald also lost. Adrian wins and keeps it at 1 game difference. Ronald at 6-3, Adrian at 5-4, clapping at his heels. Bring us at 3-6. Is now 3 games away from the top spot of that division. In the Kendall Kings, Andy, very dominant, with 7-2, becomes the highest record, the best record of the league. Andy is the hottest team of the league this week. And Sean, having beat Ronald, a big, huge win because Ronald was a favorite. Ronald is the type of team that is winning most weeks, and Sean made a statement, got to 6-3, and is still 1 game away from Andy. Alex, having lost, now is very far, 3 games away from that first spot. And in the Homestead homies, Bill won 4-5. We are now 2 games away from Bill, me and Marcos. The only thing keeping me from last place watch is 100 points. 100 points that very soon will not be enough to hold me from embarrassing myself. And that's that, guys. Those are the week 9 results. Andy Toilet Bowl Hero 305, another 1,000 gifted subs. Andy Toilet Bowl Hero 305. Yes, these are the guys. These are the guys that matter here. These are the guys that we work for. These are the guys that we stream for. Andy Toilet Bowl Hero 305. Too bad this year Andy is going to be very far from being a toilet bowl hero. I think this year Andy might be a regular season hero. And let's see if he becomes a playoff hero. Who knows? It's a long season ahead. But Andy's doing well. And Andy, Toilet Bowl Hero 305, thank you for those 1,000 subs. Let's now move to the Week 10 preview. That was Week 9. Let's go to Week 10. And in Week 10, what the heck was that? Oh. I go against Danny. Oof. Honestly, dude, I care a lot about Danny. Danny is one of the biggest fans of the show. Danny is a fellow creative like me. Danny, I'm giving you the blessing. You are allowed to do as you please with my butthole in this game. Um, I'm no longer trying. I no longer care. I'm not even going into the waivers. So, dude, the win is yours. It's all the ball's on your court, and it's all up to you. The next game is Marcos versus Freddie. This is going to be a boring matchup. 2-7, 3-6. Really, honestly, who cares about this matchup? I'm disinterested in both of these teams. Next is Dave versus Bill, and this is the game in which I will be giving the blessing as game of the week. It's the battle of the in-laws. Yeah, I'm bored. I'm very bored. Honestly, battle of the in-laws, like, we got to come up with some better jokes. You guys got to give me some more content, man. You got to give me something to work with. This is so boring, honestly. There is no game of the week this week. Battle of the in-laws, we've done that like 3 seasons in a row, honestly. Battle of the in-laws, whatever. Dave probably will take it 6-3. I hope Bill puts him in his place, but at the same time, I need Bill to lose. So, whatever. Boring. Adrian. Yes, Adrian versus Andy right here. 5-4 versus 7-2. This is, you know what? I'm gonna change it. The Battle of the In-Laws, man. Screw that. Adrian versus Andy. That's my game of the week this week. 2 very big fans of the show are going head to head. Let's look really quick at the rankings. Andy is a Kendall King and Adrian is a 1-2 crew. So it's not a division matchup, but they're two really good heavyweights going head to head. This is my game of the week. The next one is Ronald versus Alex. Ronald is projected to beat Alex, but Alex is missing some players on his roster, 2 of them to be exact, so he has to replace those. I'm not going to really go into any analysis right now with players, but I think Ronald needs a bounce back win because he lost a very important matchup versus Sean. Sean is going to look to continue his streak with a win over Bringas, who, honestly, if I had to say, he's probably trying as hard as me. So that's that. Well, guys, that's all we have for today's stream. I once again invite you to like. Remember, if you're on your phone, you just gotta tap like. If you're watching on your phone, let's say like you have it a PMP, right? Like you're like on the chat, but you have like that little window. You're gonna have to click on that top right corner so that you can maximize, and then you're gonna have to go into it. And like, I know it takes a little bit of time, but it makes all the difference. Like it. And then if you're on the laptop, minimize, like it. And guys, leave me some comments, man. Maybe you'll be featured on the show. Give me some content to work with. Don't be haters. And remember, subscribe. Eventually, I'm going to be releasing videos that have nothing to do with the Fantasy Football League on my YouTube channel. Maybe you'll like it. Maybe you'll hate it. I invite you to watch it. I invite you to comment. But guys, interact, please, because then I feel like I'm doing this for absolutely no reason. And that's the last thing that I want to do. So, guys, thank you for enjoying the show. Thank you for joining. And until next time, this was the D Stream. All right, how do I gotta go back to this. Okay, and end. Wait, end meaning for all. Bye-bye.
Because it's true, she's a